room since the beginning when we used to perform right here in the bar, but now we graduated to the benches. She's hysterical. She's performed all over Los Angeles. She's a darling dear. She's sweet as punch, and you're gonna love her. Please welcome to the stage, Miss Shelby Stockton.
Is this named after you, Michael?
Well, I know, huh?
Corny Chons?
I know.
What does it taste like?
It's my Asian smell.
Oh, is that Asian?
They're little pickles.
They're little pickles. Of course they are. All right, so I am going to address the pink elephant in the room right now. Some of you probably recognize me, especially those of you that are really into junior high theater in Houston, Texas. Yes, it's me, Shelby Stockton. I know you're used to me being a theater actor, but I'm doing stand-up now, so I'm going to ask you to accept it and go on this journey with me. Thank you. Let's talk about the weather. We just met, so let's do this first. I'm not into LA rain, like this whole rainy thing in LA. I'm from Texas where it really fucking rains. It's like red, white, and blue rain, you know? It's like, man, rain. But here, it's like metrosexual rain. It falls like this. Like in Texas, the rain is so powerful, it like throws you up against the wall and fucks the shit out of you. But in LA, it's more like, are you comfortable? Do you need some water? Are you okay? What can you do? It's boring. I have a little beef with Hollywood. I'm really sick of Hollywood portraying these really huge problems and then everything gets fixed with a nice little, you know, bow on top. Everything works out perfectly. Like, that's real life. Yeah, let's teach our children this. Like, for example, like, name any movie. You know, I'm going to do Goonies because I think that y'all will probably relate to that a lot better. So I was thinking about Goonies, and you know the end of the movie. If you haven't seen it, spoiler alert. At the end of the movie, you know, everyone marginally escapes like this big cave crashing down, and Chunk is just so upset because he doesn't think that Sloth made it out alive. And then next thing you know, Sloth comes tumbling out of the embers, and he's like, "Baby Ruth," and you know, Chunk is running up to him, and he hugs him, and he's like, "Sloth, Sloth, you know, we're going to take care of you. My family and I, we're going to take you in, and we're going to take care of you." And Chuck's family is like, yeah, we'll do that. I don't think that Chunk's family really thought through the responsibility they just nonchalantly agreed to. I mean, Sloth is severely retarded. Like, medically retarded. I'm not even going to say mentally disabled because we're past that. I mean, his birth defects alone suggest he shouldn't have lived past 3. But he did. And in those years, he was being raised in a basement, being tortured and brutalized by his mother and his 2 brothers. So the therapy costs alone are going to be like through the roof. And you know what? I don't like to judge, but Chunk's family can't even keep the family on a decent diet. How are they going to take care of this cornucopia of recessive genes? And didn't they almost lose their house? It was the 80s, for Christ's sakes. Everyone benefited from trickle-down economics. Oh, I don't want to get political on my high horse again. So I know, okay, so I have a really, really, really small bladder. In college, everyone used to call me gerbil bladder. I don't know if guys do this. Do y'all do, girls, I know we do this because I've talked to my friends. You know when you're sitting in traffic and you can't get out and you got to pee really badly? Guys, do you ever sit on your fist? Just a girl thing. I don't know what it does. It's like a massager. It stops the urethra from doing something. I know, they say it makes it worse the long run. I don't know. A girl sits on her fist usually when she has to stop peeing. That's neither here nor there. But, there's all these different ways that people like to try to talk me off the ledge when I have to pee really badly. One of my favorite ones, they'd say, pretend like you've already peed and feel that sensation of like already having had peed. That doesn't work. Like I want to say to a guy on our first date when I realize I don't want him anymore, pretend like we already fucked and you don't want to call me back anymore. I date all kinds of guys. I do not have a type. I will date short, tall, skinny, fat, funny, boring, you name it, I'll do it. One time I dated a guy and it was very, very subtle, but like on the third date, I was like, hold on a second, you have a stutter. And he was like, no, it's not a stutter, it's a stammer. I was like, okay, buddy, hold on, but what's the difference? Oh, the King's Speech made everyone empathetic towards those people. That's fine. One time I dated a creationist. If you don't know what that is, these are the people that really believe that Adam and Eve were the first people on Earth, even though science says it's completely impossible, and they don't believe in evolution, they think it's a joke, and he and I would get in these big debates about it, and I don't even know why we would do it. Get so heated, and one time he said to me, you know how I know God exists? Because when my daughter was born, I know, when my daughter was born, when I don't know if this really happens, but supposedly, I guess when a kid comes out, he goes, when she came out of the womb, the blood in the chamber of her heart switched directions. And that's how I know that God exists. Or science. Capricorns with the Pluto ascendant. They'll never learn, you know what I'm saying? Same mistake over and over. It's 2011, and I have something to say to men who still wear jewelry. Cut it out! It doesn't work anymore unless you're a rock star or Israeli, just enough, okay? Doesn't work. I always whenever I see a guy walking down the street with 2 diamond earrings in his ears, this is how I picture him getting ready in the morning. He puts on his makeup. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm Shelby.